You know, when the pandemic began, I told Daryl, I said, you watch. I go, our way of life is going to be completely different. I said, we're going to get amazing art and there's going to be a renaissance and a completely different way of looking at how we live our life. Rat race does not exist anymore for most people. They're like, no, I want a balance. I want to be with my family
and
on the weekends.
Have it all now.
I don't want to dedicate 80 hours a week to my job. Who could care less whether I stay or go?
Yep.
Everybody quit. And there's those who say, well, I don't know how they're living. Da, da, da. It's like, because they've cut costs and they're living simply, which is actually better for you.
Well, I mean, they're living simply, but again,
but they're
that's
balanced.
True.
But they're balanced.
Yeah. But also I think it gave people a sense of reflection on what their priorities are in life. You know, I mean, I did the same thing, to be honest with you, when I was home with Jeff for those 7 or 8 months that I was home during pandemic.
Yeah.
I never felt more content with my life than I did at that moment.
And you're not alone.
With the exception of the financial part of it.
Well, yes.
Which the government provided so much cush for us.
They did.
We still had to make adjustments, but at the same time, I was spending so much less money because I was home. I wasn't commuting. I wasn't eating out, you know, all these things.
Yeah.
I could not imagine going back to work the way I had. It was heartbreaking for me, wrenching. I struggled with it.
You're like, I want to be a mom and a worker.
Can I quit my job? Like, is there any way? I did.
A lot of people did.
Oh my God.
A lot of people did.
It's just my particular situation. I couldn't do it because my husband's so much older.
Well, and not to mention,
there's
Stephanie,
just a lot of reasons.
You don't want to.
I didn't want to work, but I mean, seeing all these people who were teleworking from home and doing their jobs, and it was like, I could do that.
You could.
All day long and still have the fulfillment that I'm getting being home with my son. And I think that's probably because we have adult children now.
Yes.
And I have something to compare it to. And I'm like, I just don't want to have that distance and that space between me and this kid because this is my last shot.
And not to mention, I mean, back in the old days, you literally saw your kids 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, all you were doing was grocery store and laundry.
Yep.
And nothing fun. So I get it.
Kind of my life now, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, anyway, with that being said, we should probably...
Yeah, let's do the show so I can get home and be a mother.
So I can get home and do what I want to do.
Yes.
I know you love doing it, but yeah, I get it.
No, I do.
No.
But I mean, when I only have 48 hours on the weekends,
dude,
that's literally all I got. I got
Understood.
2 days for my son.
I know everybody's rocking out to this. Every time they go like, da, na,
I am.
Na.
Can we talk about Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Yeah. Welcome to the Ugly Truth first. This show actually will be dropping on Mother's Day, so we know that you'll be sitting.
Right, I forgot.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there and the mothers and the motherfuckers.
I know, right?
And all the mothers from another mothers. Yes, Elon Musk did buy Twitter, and people are losing their shit.
Well, so I was trying to figure out why. I have a Twitter account. I just don't tweet a lot.
I love Twitter.
I know you do.
And I'm not giving it up.
Which is why I wanted to know how you felt about it. Well,
people are so sure that he's going to allow extremism to run rampant on Twitter that they're like, we're not in it. We're, Trump's going to come back, and all these people who were banned for being racist are going to come back because basically Musk says, I think that Twitter is the town square of the world, and this is where we hash out our discussions and our ideals and agree and disagree, blah, blah, blah. He wants to eliminate bots. He wants everybody to be verified, which means everybody who's a human being will have a blue check mark instead of just celebrities and famous people.
Oh, okay. Why is that bad?
No, it's not. That's what I'm telling you.
No, to people. I mean, people?
They're so untrusting that he's going to let it become 4chan, or it's going to become, Parler, or these extreme right wing talking.
See,
points.
I never knew he was a Republican.
He's not.
Yeah,
he's not anything.
He's just saying, like, look, he just doesn't. He's not into censorship. I know that
he's very anti-censorship.
And here's the thing, I don't disagree.
No, but the thing is that my theory is that he wants Truth Social to fail so that Trump will come back to Twitter. So he's like already trolling.
And fine. Okay. Because here's the thing. I know that talking about Donald Trump is a highly sensitive subject. Honestly, it makes people insane.
I just blocked him on my own. So I didn't have to see it.
Yes.
Because I just find him uncomfortable. I don't like
That's the beautiful thing about social media or media in general. If you don't want to see somebody or hear something, then just don't fucking watch it.
Well, yeah.
But I hated the stance that Facebook took about basically, banning him. unless you're going to use that at your platforms, like, look, this is a private platform. People pay to be on here and they don't want to see this. We don't pay for Facebook
or Twitter
or any of these social media platforms. So
they are saying that he's thinking that Twitter will be a paid per use.
Fine.
And I will use it. I will pay. Unless it's something ridiculous, I won't.
I don't think it's ever going to be something because then you would be eliminating a good portion of your potential income.
What I do like that he has, and nothing is nobody knows for sure what is going to happen. But what he has alluded to is that human beings who use Twitter will have to verify they're human.
Fine,
because he wants to eliminate bots, and it will greatly diminish the followers that famous people have or politicians or whoever.
Yeah.
Because politicians, notoriously, their followers tend to be like not real. They're not real people.
Oh,
they're
really?
Spammy. Yeah. They're spam. They're created bot accounts. They're not real. So he's like, everybody has to be human.
So they have the appearance of support.
Yes. Everybody has to be a human being. Okay. You have to you have to verify. So everybody who has been verified as a human will have a blue check.
Okay.
So it won't just be famous people.
Right.
And that I'm all for.
Yeah. Only because I don't have...
Trump has already said he's not coming back, so, whatever.
He's saying that, but unless he'll go and play golf with Elon and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, so, but the thing that, and a lot of people, Elon Musk is equally as divisive in people's opinions. They either like him or they don't like him. I don't have any emotional feelings on Musk, but I will say that since the beginning, when I was as poor as a church mouse and Tesla went public... I asked Daryl, I'm like, we have to find a way to invest in this company. This is going to be the new way of the automotive world. Electric cars are going to be a thing.
They are.
And this was back in like this was like in 2001 when I said that. I didn't have the $150 per share.
Oh, that sucks.
To buy, but I wanted to really badly, and we didn't. And for the rest of my life, I've been following Tesla.
Yeah.
And so I own a share.
Well, at least you have one.
Because it's out of symbolism. I'm like, I've always said that I've thought that Tesla was an amazing
company,
innovative idea. And I wish that I could have invested back in the day and I couldn't. And so now I own a share and whatever.
And aspire to have one more.
I might, but there are other, but anyway, my point is that for me, I don't think that they don't see how incredibly innovative his brain works.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the initial...
I think they do, but not all people.
The gut reaction that people have, this visceral emotional reaction that they have to him buying Twitter, is they're thinking, oh, this is just so Trump can tweet. And it's like, I don't think so. I think that he might, everything's got to make money for starters.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious. He's going to do something that we've never even thought about.
He always does.
And so I'm really curious to see what he does. Yeah. I'm fascinated by his brain.
Yeah, me too.
I think I could not fuck him or anything. Like, I don't find him that sexy. But
unless you met him in real life, then you might change your mind.
I might. But I mean...
Because we only see his public persona.
I've seen him do some interviews, and he's a very eclectic dude.
Of course.
But with that being said, I am more fascinated and intrigued by what he's going to do with now he's in the social media world. So it'll be really interesting to see what he does. I'm curious how Zuckerberg and all these other social media people, these titans of the industry, feel about him being a part of it.
I think part of him is a little threatened. I mean, Zuckerberg's Facebook wasn't doing great earlier this week, and then made a comeback. Well, the last couple days.
The financials for Facebook came out because they're publicly traded. Their first quarter, actually, they had an increase in subscribers, which is really surprising. A lot of people were very surprised by that, but they are making some changes, and so it'll be.
They really need to stop, and that's what I was talking about with Twitter was because this whole censoring thing, like, I get that you do have to have some of that.
He said anything beyond what's legally not allowed. He won't allow. But if it's like if you're threatening
child porn or violence, terrorism, all of that, absolutely, we all agree.
Yes,
you cannot have a platform for that.
But he tweeted the other, because I follow him on Twitter, and he's like, extremism has no business in public square discussion. So that means extremism right, extremism left.
Exactly,
you're not going to be happy. And I'm like, good, because I don't like any extremism in politics.
Same.
And so I think it'll be interesting to see how he handles that, though.
But I mean, we've all all seen our Facebook friends be put in Facebook jail. And once they get out, they kind of will give you like some kind of a high overview about what happened. And I never agree. Even if I hate the person on Facebook and I hate the shit they say on there because it pisses me off or it's annoying.
Sure.
Putting somebody in Facebook jail is to me the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, let them be a fool online. Why the fuck do you care?
Right.
If they're an idiot and we're all seeing it all the time. It's part of the entertainment value of being on social media.
The only caveat I have to, and it's not about being censored. The only caveat I have when it comes to social media is this. I think that everybody underestimated the ability for social media to create action amongst people who will potentially do things that are dangerous.
Yes, but that's true of anything.
It is, but we never had this before. So things like this occurred in the past, pre-internet. It was newsletters or phone calls or whatever. And so now the ease in which you can
promote such,
create an event or some kind of, threat to another group of people or a place is a little scary to me.
If you don't endorse what they're doing. And why do you have the right to decide?
I didn't say.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, what?
Why does society or people with opposite point of views have the right to decide what is fair or what should be on social media?
No.
You don't, in my opinion.
But for me, my only concern is that because of the freedom to say and do whatever you want on social media, which is fine, is that I'm concerned about the people who have the inability to know that we shouldn't be creating events where people can cause violence. That to me is
presuming that, again, why does someone have the right to decide that other people can't figure it out?
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to say it. My concern is not the social media censorship. My concern is that what is being said will motivate people to do things, and that scares me.
I mean, I guess saying it's yes. Okay,
that's all
I can agree.
That's all I'm saying.
And I agree with you. It does scare me. But there are other things that happen on the internet, whether it be on social media or otherwise, that we will never be able to stop because there's horrible people in the world.
Absolutely.
And so, in my opinion, it's our jobs to, if this is how you feel and that scares you, and there's a lot of things that scare me too, then it's up to me to make sure that my family, my people, my loved ones are educated about these things, why they're harmful and how to avoid them. Yeah. It's not my job to tell that person that, and everybody else who will listen to me, they shouldn't be on the internet because what they're promoting will make other stupid people who can't figure it out vulnerable to listening to what they're saying. That's going to happen no matter what.
It does happen on every platform.
And I don't like people to tell other people what they should or shouldn't know and what they should or shouldn't do. Yeah. It's not, we're not superior human beings to be out there and be like, you know what, you're too dumb to know better. So this guy can't be on there because you're probably going to listen to him. And that's scary.
I agree. The other thing is, and this will be the end of this discussion on this glorious Mother's Day.
Mother's Day doesn't mean shit to either of us.
Human beings on Twitter, it's 2%. 2% of the people in the world are on Twitter.
Why is Twitter not as popular as like other?
Because it's incredibly visceral. It's very harsh and negative and angry, and it's just and it's full of not real people. And so the problem is that the media reports on everything that happens on Twitter.
They do.
And so
because it's quick too, right?
It's quick. It's one of the reasons why the 24-hour news cycle doesn't exist anymore. It's every hourly news cycle now because of Twitter. And so I personally love Twitter for other reasons. I love there's hashtag games, there's hilarity, there's a ton of comedians. I mean, there's just so much fun. Yeah. I have blocked so much political bullshit because I'm not into it.
I'm not a fan.
People say things just to get people to be angry.
I'll read things, but I'm not into the interaction. I'm not going to interact.
The news that I get. I mean, like I follow a lot of earthquake Twitter. I follow a lot of weather.
Oh, you like things happening around the world where they're like, hey, we got an earthquake.
We live in Northern California, so there's earthquakes happening all the time. True. And so there's these
But they don't get like major media all the time.
It's a bot. It's an earthquake bot. They literally deliver data. So when an earthquake hits, it will give you a tweet. It'll tweet and say, earthquake found in, Palo Alto. Or
how exciting.
Earthquake happened in Berkeley. And if it's more than a 4... I want to know about it.
That's big, yeah.
And there have been times in the last few years where I will, in the middle of the night, my house will rock. Sacramento will feel earthquakes along certain fault lines.
Yeah, that's true.
And whether it's coming up from the Nevada side or the Bay Area side, and I'll wake up and go on Twitter, and all these people run to Twitter. It's earthquake Twitter. And they're like, did you feel it? Where were you? Where are you? And then we create this little community of, we felt it. It's 3 a.m. That stuff I like on Twitter. So anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Those
I might
things.
become more interested in Twitter now that Elon.
Nothing has changed.
Not yet, but he just bought it.
He has owned it for almost a week. Literally nothing's changed.
No.
So, I mean,
He's not going to do anything drastic straight out the gate. But
although, an edit button would be awesome.
We've all said that. Everybody says that. In
Love it,
fact,
love it.
That's been going around on like local news and radio shows and stuff. How do you feel about an edit button?
I would
Do you
love
want
it.
one? Do you not want one?
Do you know
yes,
what?
I want one.
The amount of times that I misspell or my big fat
Same
fingers.
thing on Instagram, right? Do we not have an edit on Instagram? I can't
yeah.
remember. Oh, we
Oh,
do?
yeah,
Okay.
God, I
I don't
edit
post on
constantly.
Instagram very, very often.
I constantly am editing on Instagram. Anyway, so happy Mother's Day. Okay, so, or as our Paula would say, happy Mother's morning, happy Mother's hour.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not actually a day.
I don't even get
Because
morning. Are
you
kidding?
basically, if you get any kind of celebratory Mother's anything, it's usually coffee, a card, breakfast, and then by noon
Yeah.
they're like, "What's for lunch, Mom?"
Yeah.
It does not last long.
I could so care less about it, though.
I will tell you this.
To be honest with
I have
you.
told. Well, in my house, it was always a really big morning.
I know. And
get-
that's why I don't mean to sound heartless
I get
when
breakfast
say
in
that,
bed. I would get fruit salad. I would get coffee. I'd get some eggs or pancakes or whatever it is they wanted to eat. So I would get, and I would entertain it. I hate breakfast in bed. I hate it.
You know what? You people
I will have
who
coffee.
People who get room service and have it delivered while they're still in bed. Who are you?
Wait, they don't get out of bed?
Well, no. They'll be like, come in. Like they'll let the room they can come in. They have a key.
And they sit in their bed?
And they stay in bed.
Dude, I hide in the bathroom.
With their hotel robes on.
Oh, no.
And bring it over here. Just set it right here. Thank you, Jacques. I will tip you on the, now you can do everything digitally. So you don't actually have to hand anybody money.
Do you know how many times I said, leave it at the door?
Oh my God. I time my showering and being in the bathroom around when I think the room service is coming.
Same.
And by that time,
will
Jerry's
not
fully
be.
dressed. He's got shoes on, the whole bit.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's the normal one. Yeah. Well, I make him. I'm like, get up and get in the shower and like be normal because they're coming.
Yeah,
and
mostly-
then I am gone.
Actually,
I'm not there.
when usually we when we order room service, we're either incredibly hungover or we're just not ready to start the day, and so we always say leave it at the door, and we just leave it at the door.
We let them come in, but somebody has to be fully functional.
One
at that point.
time, it was during the pandemic, we went to Bodega Bay and we were staying at a hotel and they had room service. And so we ordered room service because we're like, well, the restaurants are closed.
Yeah.
So, but
God,
they'll
that
do
was
room
terrible.
service. And so we're like, yeah, let's do room service. And so the girls were in the adjoining room and we were in our room. And I don't know what happened, but we were like, they're like, we don't come in. We leave it at the door. We'll knock and then we'll leave. This fool knocked on the door and came blowing in. Stephanie, I was naked in bed.
Oh my God.
Daryl was in a robe.
Who does this?
He walked right in. Good morning. And I'm like, it is 8 o'clock in the morning. And we are literally in a hotel.
Who walks in a room
Couldn't
without
believe it.
being invited? That happened to me too. Though.
Literally was like, what do I do?
Except for they didn't knock.
They walked right in.
And it was 6 a.m.
Stephanie.
Yeah. It was housekeeping.
Housekeeping?
And they didn't know that. I think they didn't know that the room was occupied. Either that or they thought they were.
That's happened to us, actually.
Yeah. But it was mortifying.
Oh my God. Anyway, so there was a little survey done on what moms want for Mother's Day. And then what was ironic about this article, they did this Instagram poll for all moms, take this poll. But then following that is wonderful things you can do with your mom on Mother's Day, and had nothing to do with the list. So here's the truth. Here's the ugly truth of what women want for Mother's Day. 30% of the women said they want sleep.
Okay.
Another 30% said they want a day off alone.
Oh my God. You are my people.
That's what I want.
Same.
I mean, now I'm older,
God.
but when I had little kids, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
11% said they wanted a spa day. 7% they said a solo vacation.
Oh my God.
5% said a night or weekend alone in a hotel.
I'm sensing a theme here.
2% said a clean house. 2% said recognition or appreciation. 2% said
2% people.
2% said someone else making breakfast. 2% said jewelry, and 2% said a haircut.
So, oh my God.
So 30, 60, 70, I'd say 78, almost 80% want alone time.
To be away from you.
They want to be away from you.
Yep.
Why then are we taking our mothers to Olive Garden or brunch.
No
one wants it.
And that's the thing.
No
That-
one
I think
wants
that's
it.
the reason why I have such disdain over these types of holidays, because they are so selfish. They are not really meant for the person you're trying to recognize, because if they were, you would be like, get out of here, go, leave Saturday night, do your thing, be happy.
Or the
But they
other way.
don't.
Or the other way, they go, good morning, here's your coffee. We'll see you tonight. Bye. And they would leave and take the children.
And, I guess I give little kids more of a pass because they're young, they're little brains.
They love their mommies.
They just love you so much.
Yes.
And they know that at school, they've been talking about it's Mother's Day. And they're like, yes, this is a day I need to tell my mommy that all of these things.
And they make you, and you usually have them make some cute little gift.
Whatever they do.
I have so many little Mother's Day
Me
gifts.
too.
There's a poem that
my
every
God.
kindergartner sends home, and it makes me cry every single time
I'm sure I have one too.
because it has their little handprints on it.
Yes.
And it said, even though my hands are very small,
Right.
someday I'll look back and I'm like,
And they're so right. And if you've raised kids, those are the ones that get you. Yeah. Because once your kids get older and they're
Or
gone.
except like the one, I love my mom because she drinks wine and sleep and has rest clothes.
Those are so funny to me.
Tyler gave me that Mother's Day card.
Love it.
He was in second grade and he drew a picture of me in a sweatshirt and sweats with my hair in a bun. And he's like, my mom relaxes by drinking wine and being in rest clothes.
Oh,
And I'm like, awesome. Great. And your teacher signed off on this.
Well, of course she.
Oh,
can you imagine?
She's probably like, oh, this is good.
Yeah. Can you imagine
Definitely.
the funny things that teachers?
I kept it.
Oh my God. And teachers are so lucky in that sense. They get the real truth.
They do.
About the parents of their children, of the students.
They do.
And I'm sure they keep a lot of it to themselves, but I can only imagine.
So funny, though.
That's probably the funniest part of their day.
I love it so much. Anyway, so speaking of solo, Daryl went camping last week. And this is the longest camping trip he's done in a really long time.
Oh, I was wondering why, because I was here to witness the reunion, and I'm like, he's been gone for like how long?
4 days.
Okay, I was thinking like overnight or two.
No. He left on Thursday and he came home today.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a long time.
4 days. Last week he left. And so the first night was like, okay, I'm alone. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I did my normal thing and then I went to bed. Everything was fine. I did struggle a little bit to fall asleep, but I did fall asleep.
I would have had to bring the dogs in.
Woke up at the crack of dawn and I'm like, is it because I slept well? I wasn't sure. So I woke up at like 6, drinking coffee by 6:30. I got so much done in an hour and a half. I was like, God
No
damn.
distractions.
None. Then Friday night, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tie one on. It's just me. So I opened a bottle of Le Rêve Rosé,
Yum.
which is incredibly pricey champagne for myself.
You're like, go for it.
Made myself dinner. I made brownies, and then Stephanie, I binge watched Grace and Frankie's final season.
I saw that. Don't tell me. Don't spoil it
I'm
for
not
me,
saying
'cause I haven't
anything.
watched it yet.
I'm not saying anything, but Brianna is our spirit animal.
Well, she's always been.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to eat you up. You're such a perfect.
Love her so bad.
Perfect. And that actress is absolutely amazing. I love her.
She is.
June Diane, I love you.
I love her too.
Anyway, but she's a great, great character. I couldn't stop watching it. And the thing is the Grace and Frankie episodes are only like 25, 30 minutes. And so
they are
next
short.
thing you know, it's 1:45.
And it's over. Yeah.
And it's like and I did cry a little.
Don't tell me.
I'm not saying
Oh
anything.
my God, I'm afraid you're going to say, because I know something something has got to happen because this is the final season. Like they're not going to film anymore.
I'm not going to say anything, but you will love the ending.
Okay,
it was very satisfying.
Okay, good.
Poignant.
It was
lovely.
no Dexter.
No, which I haven't seen. The end.
Oh, it's just uneventful.
I actually figured it out. Tyler told me.
Everyone
He's like, you
did.
figured it out. Okay.
I figured it out on episode 1.
I figured it out probably episode 4.
I knew it from the beginning.
Anyway, so
because I knew they weren't going to reprise the role. I knew that this was
is
the
end.
Yeah,
They
so
were
I
trying
knew
to
there
wrap
was
it up
only
in a
one way
bow.
that it could end.
Yes,
yeah,
right, exactly. So anyway, so I finished watching Grace and Frankie. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that ending. I wasn't sure how they were going to go with it, and I'm good with it.
Yeah. Good.
And so, but Marta Kaufman is amazing, by the way.
Is she the director?
She's one of the she's like the head.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and she's done like, I think she did like Cheers and.
Oh, okay.
Like she's an established series producer. Yes.
And Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin.
Or did she do Friends? I can't remember. I think she did Friends.
She's something epic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're both executive producers, and obviously they have Lily and
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda, yes.
Yes. And Jane Fonda's look changed several times throughout the show. And you can see when they were in pandemic or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She did get some significant plastic surgery in between the pause they took on.
You can't really tell that part, but her hair went from blonde to gray.
Oh, did they do it on purpose?
Well, they address it in the show so that you can see, you're not going to say, oh, well, 3 months later and I can't get my hair done. So I'm gray now.
All right.
So anyway,
because sometimes they want to age you if they're, especially when they're ending something.
She still looks stunning.
She looks,
God.
She's 90.
She's
I think.
so good looking.
I mean,
I don't know how old she is, but she looked fabulous.
She's getting up there.
Anyway, so I did that. And then I went to sleep. I think I finally fell asleep at like 2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And then I woke up like at 5. I just could not sleep. I did go back to sleep for like another hour or two, but
yeah.
So my thoughts on being alone were this: I did miss Daryl.
She's 84. I'm sorry, Jane.
Okay, I did miss Daryl the second night. I'm like, God, I kind of miss him. I hope he's having fun, you know. And he was chatting in and out. You know, he would check in on me, especially when he was drunk. He would be like, I miss you and I love you. I wish you could see the stars. I'm like, okay, well, you smell and you're living in a tent right now. I have no interest.
Oh God,
none.
And your feet are probably black at this moment,
dude. It's the smells, the dirt, the gas, all of it. I can't.
Well, you know what? That's why they call them man trips. Let them. They like their own filth. My son does it on purpose.
They're like little
he will
pig
go
pens.
under the blanket to fart.
Gross.
So that he can smell it. I like the smell, Mom.
All the beer.
I just don't like other people's.
Yeah, they fished.
So
they just literally reveled in their manliness.
Awesome.
And I loved that I was not there.
Yeah.
Nowhere near there.
You know what? I'm glad he does it. I think
Same.
it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that being said, I decided that if I was single, I would be so much thinner.
I know, right?
I would be so thin. I would have so much
instantaneous.
time.
Every woman who either goes through a breakup, divorce, or death,
You lose weight immediately.
is skinny.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this what it takes?
I've had one meal since he's been gone because I'm not hungry.
Well, I mean, we graze together. I don't know. They say food is what is the universal love language, pretty much. Like we all love to eat, and when you're with someone you love,
It's celebratory. You're like, oh, Friday night, let's have a cocktail, whatever, right?
We got the barbecue yesterday, and then proceeded to spend $250 at Smart and Finally. Smart and Finally.
Yes. Smart and Final.
Yes.
Smart and Final. Although I do like that
still
name.
in the car.
That's
And we didn't
hilarious.
even make it home. I'm like, wait, we have to stop. We need steaks.
We need food for
meat.
this. We need to grill. So yeah, I'm like, well, I would be thinner immediately because you know, he's not as bad as he used to be. He used to call me every day at 3:00 going, what's for dinner?
Oh,
every fucking
But it used
day.
to make you angry.
And I'm like, stop calling me.
Finally figured out, like, I'm not the wife home with an apron on barefoot. Waiting to serve you.
Be like, well, the roast is in the oven, my darling, and it will be ready for you when you walk in the door with your slippers and pipe.
Baby rosemary potatoes.
You will
Champagne.
be delighted. And then I'll get a nice casual missionary fuck and we can go to bed. No,
Right?
That's not
Because
my life.
it's Tuesday. It's the third
God.
Tuesday of the month.
Friday night's date night.
Yep.
Ugh, gag. Anyway, so yeah. So like last night I had peppers and cucumbers with hummus for dinner. I had
Your own hummus?
Yes, I made my own hummus, and the night before I did make some Korean ribs, but I had rice and green. I mean, it was just a very girly food. Not
Like, that's the one thing I love about being home alone.
you know,
Literally eat your
whatever I
innermost
want.
desire. Yeah.
you know, and like Daryl will, and he's, you know,
There is no conversing. Do you want this? Is this okay?
like I
There's
told
none
him
of that.
right, and I told him, I'm like, you know, I'm having this. He goes, oh, that sounds amazing. I'm like, you would be at 10:00. You'd be like, I'm hungry. You know, because cucumbers aren't going to cut it for me, you know.
No,
So I get it, but I'm like, God, I'm so full, you know. So
I
I'm
feel
like,
great. I don't need to eat anything else.
my house is immaculate. I'm like, you know what? I
So
would
satisfying.
have so much time for my own activities if I was solo. And what scares me is by day 3, I'm like, if he comes home or not, it's fine.
Well,
Like I have downshifted into independence immediately.
I know, huh?
Immediately. I'm like, I mean, you know, if he wants to give me a call, it's
This
great.
isn't the worst thing ever.
I mean, it's fine.
I'm kind of over it now. Like, yeah, I'm not lonely anymore.
So he's like, I'm on my way
Good.
home to you. I can't wait. I'm like, okay. And you're like, oh, your reunion will be so much better when I leave. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. He's here.
Oh God, that's so me.
It's so
I
true,
would be
though.
exactly the same way. Yeah, I think it's like the first day or two is the most impactful.
And I missed him. I genuinely did.
Of course you did.
And now I'm like, it's fine. I mean, I missed you too.
That would be me.
He's like, we have a date tonight. I'm like, I know. I hope you're rested. He's like, do you want me to take you out? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm not really that hungry.
I know.
He's like, you don't want a burger? I'm like, I don't want a burger.
Like,
okay. I've been living off
carnivore.
I've been living off the dew of lilies for 3 days. I am not interested in your meat.
Oh, damn it.
I can fit into the jeans again. So no.
Oh my God.
My skinny jeans are fitting again. I'm not having a burger.
Yeah. No, you are the reason why I'm fat. So stay away from me, Mr. Mouth.
I don't want whiskey. Leave me alone. God. Right. It's so funny. Anyway.
my God.
Okay. And then before I do some Ugly and Awkward Moments Mother's Day edition, I wanted to say one more thing.
Okay.
I have these weird thoughts in my brain sometimes in the shower.
Really? Oh, in the shower. Shocking.
Shower thoughts. And the other day I'm like, you know what? Do you remember how big of a deal it was to have days of the week underwear?
Yes.
Do you remember when
As a
all of
matter of
us
fact.
had Monday, Tuesday, every day you had to
We did.
They don't do that anymore.
Like characters. No.
Where are the days of the week underwear and why is that no longer popular?
You know what? I think
that weird?
It's trendy because remember then when you used to have like sayings written across your butt? Like
Yes.
later, like Victoria's Secret would
Yeah,
have them,
they
and
did.
it was really cute. And I had some.
I
you
do
know.
too. I still have some.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Days of the week underwear, I remember being such a huge deal when I was a kid.
And they were like a different Disney character every day.
And I
from
wanted,
Monday,
I'm
Tuesday,
like,
Wednesday.
I just remember asking Mom, I want days of the week because I'm so much older. The days of the week underwear were just different colors.
Oh,
with
okay.
with the day written in cursive,
Right.
across the front with a little pink whatever
Like
bow.
Yeah.
And I remember going, oh, I really want days of the week. Those are too expensive. I'm not going to buy you 7 pairs of underwear for $5 or whatever it was
the
back in
case
the
may
day.
be. Yeah.
So it's like, whatever white, whatever.
We just got what was cheap.
we got whatever we got.
and in abundance because there were 4 of us.
Plus, those are bikini cut. You're too young for that.
Yeah, who's going to see your underwear? No one needs to see your... Oh, my God.
Briefs are fine. I'm like, there's so much fabric. There's so much fabric.
And they're just ugly. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I think that was in her mind some kind of insurance that, like, we wouldn't want anyone to see them because they were ugly.
Yeah, and now there's a kink for it. There's a lot of men who like white briefs on women. So-
Honest to God, and it is so true. Who has a granny panty fetish?
A lot.
But you do.
A lot of people.
Weirdos.
Anyway, all right.
Well, I mean, nobody else's. I don't know about nobody else's, but my husband's the one that always says, like, I don't want you wearing those dental floss underwear.
Why?
Can you imagine what the string smells like?
No.
That's what he says.
I'm like, can you?
Yes, he can.
That's disgusting.
And that's why he thinks it's disgusting.
Oh, well,
He's like, who wants a string shoved up your asshole where all kinds of things get on it during the day? That's not sexy. I'm like, well, when you put it like that, I mean.
okay. Well, I'm going to wear
Whatever.
I can say whatever I want on Twitter and I can wear any kind of underwear I want. So shut up about it.
I have them all. I don't listen to him.
I have everything. Well, I prefer thongs, but I also have boy short.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer them just for
I literally have every style of panty known to mankind because it just
me too.
depends on what I'm feeling.
whatever
that
my
day.
mood is.
Exactly.
I don't like, I think it must be a childhood trauma. I don't like briefs.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't either. But with my
I'll do bikini.
my disease that I have,
Yeah,
they're necessary
when I'm
you're
on the
wearing a fucking
rag,
diaper.
yeah, when I'm on the rag, I really can't wear thongs. It's just
fuller underwear.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
just everything is uncomfortable.
I don't have a normal period, so I have to prepare.
I know,
and be
It's
ready
true.
to wear as many layers of menstrual products as possibly can be
God.
fit into without being shown.
Yay, women!
Love it.
Okay, so ugly and awkward moments of the week, but different.
Okay.
These two are. I'm calling it murdered by children.
Oh Lord.
Here's the first one. My 6-year-old nephew asked me why my stomach was so fat, and I said because that's where I hide my secrets. He told me, he told me I needed less secrets.
Oh well.
Side note, I lost 70 pounds following that discussion.
Aw.
Hey, that's great.
No, it's great that she did, but I always
Yeah.
feel like, I hope you didn't do it because you're feeling shame.
Well, she lost 70 pounds. Whatever worked, man.
That's true.
My
Indeed, I'd kill to lose 70 pounds. Yeah.
you can't afford to lose.
Yes, I
You
could.
would look like you had cancer.
Okay, 65.
Oh, Stephanie.
I would not look like I had cancer. I would look
My wife and I took our 3 nieces out for a day trip, and they came to an agreement amongst themselves that Santa had to be real because their mom was too cheap to ever spend that kind of money on a gift. relate. I kind of relate. Mom, can I have $5? You may not. No. What? What do you need $5 for? No. God. Mom, can I have this Barbie? Absolutely not. That's $29. No.
I thought it would be a good idea to try to teach my son financial responsibility. So my checking account has this new thing where you can open like a side checking account.
Yes.
You get a little debit card with your child's name on it.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, and then you can make deposits in there, and you can decide what they spend it on. There's spend anywhere function. There's at ATM only, so you can literally like dial down how they can spend the money. Literally, like it's great. So I did it, and my son's been getting an allowance, and it's been a good way for me to control him during the week because Friday's payday, and it's like, look, you want to be a smart ass? Guess what? That just cost you $5. And my son is like, he loves money.
Ooh.
Loves money. So it's been amazing. Yes, it has been the tool that stops all conversations from the second I spit it out. Yep, I love it. So, well, then Jerry decided to get him one too because he thought, oh, this is great. Look at how he's like doing everything for her.
So he has two bank accounts now?
So now he has two bank accounts.
What are you co-parenting? Or are you in the same home?
He just did it. I didn't even know he did it until I saw my son had two debit cards at his desk.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's like, oh, Dad got me one too. And he put money in it. And I'm like, of course he did because your father gives you everything.
Oh, Stephanie had to take the card away.
I didn't take the card away. And it doesn't matter because he already loaded it onto all the things to where it's pre-populated as a saved card now because you don't actually swipe the card very often.
Why? What is the point? Because you know he's not going to punish him.
No, he doesn't.
He's like, well, if mom's debit account is tapped out, I'll just go to dad's.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is that's similar to my son is similar to me in the sense that I will give him, so he gets $25 on Fridays. And that money is gone in no less than 5 minutes.
Oh.
The whole thing.
What does he spend it on?
TV. I was going to say, like Roblox and Fortnite to buy like little skins and like battleware and whatever he wants.
Sure.
You know, he's like, I want to be fish stick, Mom. I'm like, what the hell is fish stick? So then I look at he's a fish stick with eyes and he's hunting all around with his weapons and stuff. So yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm glad
it's defeated the whole purpose. In one swoop.
Well, you're going to I'm sure you'll find a way to.
Well, I am because I'm going to steal that freaking card.
Good. Okay, so here's some new mom exhausted and awkward moments. I have 3. After a long night, I had to run to the drugstore. I sat at a red light for what seemed like forever. I even swore at a car that honked at me until I realized it wasn't a red light. It was a stop sign.
No wonder it was, yeah.
They're like, come on, lady. This one made me laugh. I grabbed my husband's crotch really hard as he was rolling over because I thought he was the baby about to fall out of bed.
Oh, whoops.
When you're so tired, your initial instinct, your primal instincts are just so at the top of the surface.
You're like, oh, somebody's falling. Oh.
When you have a new baby, the last thing you're thinking is, oh my God. One night, I realized my whole family was in the room with me, but no one was holding the baby. I panicked. I yelled, where's the baby? My husband looked at me straight and said, honey, you're nursing her.
Oh, geez.
I've had, especially when I was pregnant with Malia, I had so many nightmares of leaving Malia on top of the car in a car seat.
Oh, my God, because that was the thing for a minute.
And I also have had nightmares of leaving her in the basket at the grocery store.
I have had
so many nightmares.
It's funny that now that they're...
And it scares the crap. I mean, it's the panic.
It's so real, the panic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have had more nightmares about... Jeff is 10 now. And in the past, when we lived on the floating house, he was less than 1.
Yeah, he's a baby.
I have had so many dreams about him falling in water.
Oh, my God.
And he's...
even to this day.
Literally, he was 1 year old when we moved from there. But I think it was just the potential or even the thought, because that's why we moved ultimately.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And my brain cannot let it go. Like you almost killed your child.
Because it was such a primal thing, because you're like, I can't protect him from the water.
No. And I'm really afraid of water. Like I've always been afraid. I can be on it in a boat or whatever like that. But being in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a thing about that. And
you know what? That's so interesting. Malia, my daughter, she has a desperate fear of the water.
Really?
She doesn't like seeing things.
She wasn't swimming.
Not for long.
Oh, really?
Not
she
for
wasn't
long.
One of the ones. Okay.
Mm-mm. In fact, she quit after like a season.
Oh, okay.
She hated it. And then she tried water polo for a minute. And she's like, I absolutely cannot do this.
Yeah.
But her fear, and there's a name for it because we looked it up. She doesn't like to see things under the water.
Oh, like looking down at the bottom. So
like if she sees like a ship, or if she sees debris or some kind of underground anything, or even like big rocks or whatever, she literally wants to throw up.
Like she gets panic attacks.
When she sees like things underwater.
Yeah.
She's like, it scares me so much. I'm like, that is such a bizarre.
It is bizarre, but
She
mom's
doesn't
like afraid
it.
like that with heights.
Mom's afraid of heights. Mackenzie is terrified of heights.
Yeah, I kind of am too.
I'm not. Not at all.
I'm not afraid of heights, like afraid of them unreasonably. But if we're staying on like the 15th or 20th floor of a hotel and we have a balcony, when I get close to the balcony,
You get dizzy.
I get weird. I get vertigo. Yeah,
like,
and it makes me panic a little.
For me, I when that happens, like, you know, Daryl and I 5 years ago, we did a hot air balloon.
Oh God, I couldn't do it.
I loved every
my
second.
God.
I just put my head over.
See,
I
just
looked
talking about it makes me
down.
get like
Does it make your butt pucker?
Yes.
So I looked over and
literally-
I'm like, oh man, if we fell right now, we'd just die. Like I have
Jamie, you freak.
the only thing that absolutely terrifies me is flying.
Like an airplane?
Yes, just being in a plane
Oh.
is so scary to me.
Really?
Because I have no control.
Same.
I trust pilots.
Right.
Although the one time I had a female pilot, and we've talked about this.
You told me. It was,
I was like,
it was
"She's
unrealistic,
female."
but you know.
But like I said, I think that women who are in a male-dominated world are probably twice as good as any man.
Because they have to be.
They have to be. They can't make any
to
mistakes.
prove themselves. Yeah.
And that's totally fine. So, I mean, I was probably safer with her
Yeah,
than
for
any
sure.
guy.
But
I've
I
ever
understand
flown.
your unreasonable fear.
It was
I get
dumb.
it.
But I mean, and now you can't get loaded up before you get on a plane because they don't serve
They're
alcohol.
starting to bring it back. I don't know if you've been
What?
watching. Yes.
They're serving booze on
so
planes?
4 airlines have now brought alcohol back.
Oh my
Not all of them, but they are 4 major airlines. They're American airline. Not literally American, but they're United States-based company airlines.
Interesting.
So I don't know about
Interesting.
worldwide, but I do know that some of our domestic flights are bringing them back. And now you don't have to
Okay.
wear a mask either.
Well, that I did know. And that's been
Unless
really
you want to
nice.
by choice. And I kind of think I would.
You know what, Daryl?
it depends.
Daryl traveled a couple weeks ago, and he said the airport asked that you wear masks, but only like a smattering of people were wearing masks.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, there's always one or two, and they
Yeah.
tend to be Asian.
Not at my work.
They're wearing masks.
Yeah.
but a lot of people aren't. There are certain situations in which I go, I wouldn't mind wearing a mask right now.
Yeah.
But in general, I appreciate the ability to do
I
it.
appreciate to be able to do what you want to do. 100%. And
I think
also
I would wear a mask on a plane personally.
I probably
Depends on how
would.
long
I think
the
I would
flight
wear
is.
it. Right. I think I would wear it most of the time, but I think I would be fine taking it off to eat or whatever.
Well, you can't.
know.
You could it then, but
Nowadays,
it's-
No, I mean, but I'm just saying, I don't think it would bother me enough to not wear it on a plane because let's be honest, you're in a tube and you're all breathing the same air.
and it's refilled.
And that is where a lot of people get sick. My daughter got one
God.
of the worst cases of flu she ever got when she traveled home
Daryl
for the
got-
holidays.
Daryl, same.
So
Yes.
I don't think it's the worst thing. At work, we are in a huge building and we are all kind of doing our own thing. And there are still a good half of us who wear masks. And I'm totally fine with it. I can't stand wearing my mask at work. I'm there for 10 hours a day. It's so long. I can't do it.
I don't. I mean, you know what? I'll take the risk. I'm so.
Yeah.
I'm taking all the precautions that are necessary.
Yeah.
And
I'm fully vaccinated.
me too.
I'm clean.
And I'm just like, you know what? I mean, I unless I see an uptick, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, I am so, pandemic has been a great thing as far as like anally washing your hands and
Yes.
keeping your surfaces clean. I mean, now I am vigilant about all of
I thought you were going
that.
to say anally washing. I don't want
Washing
my
your
thongs.
anus.
Yeah,
Yes.
washing.
I've always washed my anus, so that is not new.
God.
But no, as far as just being vigilant about keeping your
Yes.
things clean, now, I mean, my hands are drier
don't
constantly.
you?
I don't know if it's the weather or
I think it's the
I wash a
weather.
lot. I do wash a lot. When I work a lot, I wash even more.
Yeah, because people are disgusting.
You can't trust a thing.
You can't.
Someone's always picking their nose or scratching their ass.
So speaking of disgusting, and then we can call it a day. This has nothing to do with anything, but you know, I've gotten really into the ancestry thing.
Well, I didn't know if you were still, but yeah.
Yes, I'm knee deep in it. I'm obsessed.
Okay.
Daryl's father came to visit when his daughter came to visit, so we were talking about it. He sent me a bunch of documents from the 1800s.
Oh, are you going down Daryl's path now?
All of them. I'm going down all of the paths.
Okay.
In fact, I went down your ex-husband's path too.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, there's some really, I mean, nothing surprising. They're all from the South, by the way.
That's not surprising.
And
They're Irish.
It's his third or fourth great grandfather was a doctor in Tennessee.
Not surprising.
Super cool. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe a little surprising, but their whole family is predominantly successful.
It was just a really interesting thing. And so anyway, I'm winding down the roads. Now, the whole point of me even doing the ancestry thing was I was trying to find the origination of our Hispanic roots.
Yes.
And I'm at a dead end right now because we don't really know. I think there's been some stories told that aren't true.
Yeah. Are you starting to figure that out?
It seems that it's possible, but I don't know. So specifically looking for our father's father.
Right. Ramon,
but it wasn't necessarily his name.
Oh,
it might have been Juan Ramon.
Was it a nickname or okay.
I don't know, but then
a version of his name? Maybe?
I sent you that photo.
Yes,
and they're saying that our dad was the baby, but I don't think so.
Really?
I think that the little boy standing next to our grandmother was our dad.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
You even said you thought it could be a sibling because they had such a big.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So anyway, with all that being said,
and everybody's dead on our side. Not everybody.
You
but
can do the DNA.
Okay.
So
yeah, but how will that help us identify who's in the photos?
Well, nothing. Hold on. So I ordered the DNA kits. Daryl's like, I want to do it too. So we ordered DNA kits. They came. And I kept putting it off because you have to spit into a tube.
Ew. That is disgusting.
And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this without throwing up. It sounds like I want to retch.
Okay, stop. Because now I'm starting to.
So I waited a month, Stephanie. A month. I waited a month.
Okay.
Finally, I said, you know what? This is dumb. I want to do this test because I want to see if I can locate extended relatives on our father's side.
Gag.
I want to know if I can find an uncle, or even just be connected
But we've done DNA in the past, right?
Paula did DNA tests, but she only determined heritage.
Lineage.
Just heritage. She never determined
like what our DNA's made of.
What we're comprised of.
Right.
We're Scottish, Swedish, Native American, and Hispanic.
And some Italian.
I don't remember her saying the Italian.
There was 12% Italian. I looked at, okay, anyway.
Okay.
There was Italian in us. I do remember because we were all shocked. Like, what the hell?
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Because I finally got over, I didn't get over myself.
You did it.
It took me a very long time to do it, to do the test. And I was standing by the garbage can because I thought I might throw up. And I'm not kidding.
Oh, no, I would totally.
And the thing is,
I would have to do it and not look, like close my eyes somehow.
I didn't look. I literally wrapped it in a paper towel.
But I mean, even as we're...
I wrapped it in a paper towel.
Even as we're talking about it, I'm feeling gaggy because...
I know.
I'm visualizing spit in a clear tube.
Well, like I said, I wrapped it in a...
Kidding, God.
I wrapped it in a paper towel.
I would rather see semen in a tube than...
I could do that.
It's squeezing my throat as we're talking.
That would be easy. So I wrapped it in a paper towel. I stood by the garbage can. I did it.
Okay.
I put you have to put some stabilizing solution that you click to the top, you shake it, and then you put it in the box. All done. I did not look at all.
Okay, good.
I literally had it covered completely because there's a line on the directions where it says you must spit to this line, and it can't include bubbles.
See, you guys probably think I'm doing that.
Nope. No.
For the show, but
it's you. Because I did it too. So finally, I did it. I'm blushing. That's how bad it was.
My eyes are watering.
I put it in the box, and I told Daryl, I go, it's in here, and I'm sending it. I'm putting it in the mail. And he goes, hold on, I want to do mine too. I'm like, not from me. No.
Didn't last time we do the show, we talked about being a nurse?
Yes. Can you imagine if some drool came out of someone's mouth? No. I'd be like, what? I'm done. Thank you.
They do disgusting things all the time.
Couldn't do it.
And we can't even talk about something that's...
Nurses are heroes. I couldn't do any of the things they do.
I just think it's funny that we were like, I want to be a nurse. I could have been a nurse. It's like, oh my God, you idiot.
Spit comes out of the tube and you're like, forget it. That's where
I draw the line.
I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. No, I will not.
This is too much for any human.
I won't do it. Please, you're talking to a woman who won't share a glass with a baby.
Well, I won't either.
Because of the drool. I remember Daryl's like, it's your baby. I'm like, it is not enough.
It's actually worse with the baby because they're so slobbery.
Oh my God.
And it could be drool and snot. It could be like so many things.
Oh, the baby wants to drink out of your glass. No, this is now the baby's glass.
25 years later, after being with Jerry, he is still so incredibly offended that I cannot drink out of the same Pepsi can or any other.
Oh my God, never.
Ever. And then the other day, he opened a Pepsi, he took a drink, and then in an effort to try to make it easier for me to drink out of it, he sipped the lid, the lip. Stephanie. He's like,
oh, no.
To get the Pepsi off. I looked at him like, is that supposed to make it better? No. That's worse. He doesn't get it. He just,
did he rub his tongue in there too?
Oh,
God. You know, do you want to know how much I've traumatized Daryl when it comes to drinks?
I can't talk anymore. I get so
He'll go, he's like, here, he will literally lift it an inch away from his mouth and pour it into his mouth. And then he'll give it to me.
I'm so sorry, people.
He's like, look what I'm doing.
Didn't even make contact.
And he's just like, watch. And he's like, please, I'm not touching. No part of my body has touched this glass.
I'm so sorry for the humans in our life that have to deal with
And so I'm like, I guess it'll do. But now he's learned. He just pours it immediately into a glass and gives it to me.
Jerry does too. I'm like, God, it only took you 25 years to figure that out.
Exactly.
Great. We are on the same page.
We're so weird about
as long as you didn't take a drink before you poured it in my glass. Like it has to be the first pour.
It has to be the virgin pour. 100%.
Yeah.
And what's funny, it's just like, I don't know why we're like this.
I don't either.
I don't really care because I'm not going to change.
But I know
I'm not going to acclimate.
I know it's a birth thing too. Like, because I can remember sitting at the table with all of us growing up, getting ready to go to school in the morning or in the weekend, whatever, and having to put walls of boxes of cereal up because I could not watch Allison eat. I wanted to either throw up or punch her. Yeah. I couldn't do it. Like, it was the most disgusting thing. Like,
and you were enraged.
It was so offensive to me.
It was. You're like, I don't know why you eat like this, but
you're slobbering and drooling into your own cereal bowl. Do you not realize how disgusting that is?
I know. It's wrong.
She was so, God,
I feel sorry. Child.
She was literally like 5 years old, and she didn't understand why I hated her so bad.
What? We were
because you bite the spoon. That's why.
Oh God, we were so mean to each other. I don't have any regrets because I think it really made us better eaters. Like we had manners, and we did not, slobber and
grotesque.
We didn't eat like cavemen. We were.
You know who I remind myself of? I remind myself of the character that Kevin Spacey played in the movie Seven.
Oh.
Let's not forget the disease-spreading whore who I killed. I mean, these are my thoughts, like, when I'm thinking about people and stuff. Like, right or wrong, and insane or not, I feel this way about certain things.
It's true. It's so true. Anyway, so on a future episode, we have to discuss Sherry Papini.
Oh my God.
Stephanie.
Well, her husband filed for divorce.
Yeah, the second she pleaded guilty.
I'm so glad he did. Because I'm like, you chump. Really?
He was a chump.
He was. And but I truly believe that he believed like the rest of us.
I never believed her.
No, I didn't
Stephanie.
either. But I mean, I was like, part of me was like, I don't want to believe that somebody would do this on purpose. And I'm also like the thing, how we are with victims of anything. We're like, you know what? So many people don't believe you when you're coming out and saying things. So I'm always on the fence about like, who am I to say that this didn't really happen? But it rings untrue to me.
We will talk about it next time because I want to discuss it at length. Not at length.
Same.
I want to discuss it though, because she's diabolical, and I think she's a sociopath personally.
I do too.
Yeah, I think she's
definitely a narcissist.
At the very least.
Who could do that to their own children? Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
And when I found out how she spent her time, I'm like, really?
She's disgusting.
To get laid, you fucking...
Yeah. So we'll talk about it.
We'll dissect it later.
All right. Well, happy Mother's Day to those who observe.
Yeah, sorry that I was so disdained over the Mother's Day thing. For those of you out here who love it and embrace it.
You know what? I mean, the parts that I love are when the kids are genuine, and it's usually when they're small.
I'm thinking of the mothers who... I'm not the mothers. I'm thinking of the daughters who are grown adults who love their mothers and have such a great relationship with them.
Yeah.
And this day means something for them as far as like, God, I just love my mom so bad. Like I have to do...
Like I get that. Like Daryl is making everybody come and we're going to have family dinner on that night.
Okay.
And that's fine.
It is.
But it's also to celebrate my fucking birthday.
Oh, that's right.
And I refuse.
That's the thing. Yeah. I always forget that your birthday and Mother's Day are very close.
I don't like to celebrate my birthday. I don't relate to people who go, it's my birthday month.
Somebody else at work was like, oh, I love it. I am all things birthday. Like it is literally my birthday week. And in my brain, I'm like, you're a fucking moron. Even if I really like you and we're good friends, I'm thinking that.
You're 47, Janet.
It's dumb.
I mean, come on. I mean, whatever. You know what? who am I? You know what? I am going to judge, but I'm just
the same
saying.
person that was saying that you don't have the right to judge other people on social media.
First of all, you have every right to judge. What you don't have the right to do is prevent.
No, but I mean, here I am saying, like, you're fucking stupid if you celebrate your birthday week and fucking fuck Mother's Day and everything else. And it's like, God, who am I?
And you have every right to say it, Stephanie.
Here's my other personality. Want to see another one?
Hear ye, hear ye. Here are the declarations that we will go by.
And when you said that, I immediately visualized John Lithgow as the little mini king on Shrek. Like, king. My fellow Americans. Oh my God.
I can't remember the name of his character right now. It's
I can't remember either, but it's
escaping
hilarious.
me.
Whoever wrote that movie is brilliant.
Well, they're all brilliant. All right, everyone. Well, we're done judging for the day. Enjoy your Twitter and enjoy your Mother's Day. And we'll see you next week.